Welcome to our YouTube channel where we document our life aboard a 32-foot sailboat, currently on its maiden voyage from Halifax, Nova Scotia to the Caribbean. In this episode, we sail from Kittery, Maine to Gloucester, Massachusetts. So if you're into sailing videos or life on the water, consider hitting that subscribe button, and thanks for the support. And again, we've pulled off the mooring. We actually have 2 reefs in the Maine this morning just because I know there's supposed to be a little more wind, more than we've ever sailed in yet. It's calling for like 20 knot gusts, like 14 sustained. So that's new for us. We'll see how that goes. I'm a bit nervous. I got like a pit in my stomach. We're headed today for Gloucester. Probably gonna hunker down there for a bit. Today's Thursday. Looks like the next window is Tuesday actually, but I would like to be going Tuesday through the canal because there's not many good days after that. So that's where we're going. I am so nervous. Nervous for the wind. Just watching it. That's funny. This is the day with the strongest winds that we've had so far. It's been a pretty sustained 16 knots, totally manageable. We have 1 reef in the Maine. The wind is, I would call that a broad reach. And yeah, nothing to be worried about. I was so worried. This is pretty comfortable. We're making great time. We're just taking it easy. Seth did say, you did say it went up to 19 knots at one point, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, and that even seemed manageable. I had the guitar out, I was playing earlier, I was pretty calm. The fact that there is more wind today than there was when we left Rockland, but Rockland seemed not great. Like, it was kind of scary for me. We were heeling over 20 degrees. Like, we're doing not even 10 right now. And I don't know if it's because it's a broad reach that it doesn't seem as crazy, because we were close hauled last time. Maybe that was what made the difference. But today's pretty chill. There's been no lobster pots coming over here, which has been really nice, because having to pay attention to that all the time is just a pain. So we kind of had a break. We had dolphins on the bow swimming, and then we had a little birdie too, tag along for a bit. He was taking a break though, and he was actually headed in the other way that we were going, so he was losing tracks.
Getting closer to Gloucester, we make great time here. The winds did pick up. We're seeing 20 knot gusts, and we have 2 reefs in the Maine, and our jib furled in quite a bit.
What we found is that when you're close hauled, the same amount of wind that you would feel that we felt it earlier on a broad reach seems way more powerful and intense. Like, I was just letting the boat steer at one point. I didn't even have my hands on the helm, and it was steering itself, and then it just started feeling like wanted to feel 30 degrees, and it was just a bit much. So we put in the second reef. It definitely feels a little more out of control. We're doing 5.5 knots with not much sail out and 19 knots of wind. So. And kind of like beating into the waves a bit, and the wind is more on our head, I think.
Pretty fun sail.
I'm a little bit stressed.
George's a bit stressed, but we're fine. Boat's doing okay. It's okay to heel over. And this is just a good opportunity for us to be more comfortable in heavier winds.
To be honest, I find this scary. I find it scary. And I don't like when those gusts come and then you kind of like feel like you're out of control. That's sort of what's happening. And we're getting waves over the bow. It is just a bit much. I think this whole time I've been saying close hauled, but I actually meant close reach. Still learning. Let me see. Points of sale. Realizing we have a lot to learn, especially with sail trim. I don't really understand why the boom bang's important. I don't understand the importance of the topping lift. Like, our sail trim earlier was so bad when we had just one reef in. Like, it was doing a bowl shape, and it looked like the reefing point wasn't pulling the clue, and I don't know, whatever that is. See, we have a lot to learn. It's not pulling that very tight, and I'm like, why is that happening? And you really couldn't pull it in anymore. It didn't want to go in. But as it turns out, I just released the topping lift a bit, and it kind of flattened the sail out more. All right, we are coming down the channel, entering Gloucester now. And the wind was howling 25 knots. We're heeling over. We have no sails up. Just under straight motor. I don't think we've anchored in conditions like this, so it will be interesting to see how we make out. Just getting splashed. How you holding up behind the helm?
Good.
Okay, well, it was a learning curve today. I'm not sure we learned, well, we learned some things, but
We definitely learned something.
the coast was lined with big, beautiful homes, and after reading some reviews on avionics complaining about the grumpy people in Gloucester, we thought the place was full of rich snobs. However, that couldn't have been further from the truth, as we have met some of the nicest people here. We noticed someone sailing a small sailboat as we entered the channel, which I thought was ridiculous considering the amount of wind we were getting. He would later end up being one of our good friends, Tom. He sails a sunfish practically every day. It's cool down in here though. Considering the wind, we anchored just fine, but we ended up moving our anchorage because we were just a bit too far into the channel where all the fishing boats pass. I heard someone yelling into a megaphone and then a bunch of people chanting. I'm not sure what it was about, but I had a feeling it had something to do with the recent election. This was my attempt to try to get Seth out of bed in the morning. Yeah, it didn't work. Probably because it was Folgers coffee. Seth and I are about to go get fuel, and on the way out, there is just so many cormorants. Before we left, I looked out the window and I just saw all these heads. What is going on? We headed over to Gloucester Marine Railways, which is one of the oldest continuously operated shipyards in the U.S. We were looking for fuel when we were introduced to a great guy named Wynn, but unfortunately they don't accept card payment there, so he recommended we visit Captain Dave's on the west side of the channel. Oh, geez. Captain Dave's is a fuel barge, and they monitor VHF Channel 10, so it's best to check that they're there before you head over. The city moorings are a bit pricey at $65 a night, but if you choose to use them, their facilities are new and the showers are amazing. And the city's dinghy dock costs $5 a day, and laundry and groceries are only a 15-minute walk away from it. However, there is a free dinghy dock just south of the channel. And this is Tom, the man who sails the sunfish. Tom and his wife Judy completely spoiled us. They've invited us over for dinner, we showered there, and we spent a couple nights on their futon. They've sailed south multiple times in their wooden trimaran that they used to own and are full of knowledge. Tom gave us a tour of Gloucester, and we're so glad he did, because there was so much we would have missed. We visited the surf breaks and all the beautiful homes. And we met his friend Gordon, who owns a farm with pigs and goats.
Because the big guys and the goats won't let him eat.
Right. The goats and the chickens are very quick on the pickup.
Oh, yeah, that's putting it mildly.
These goats don't like peanuts. Wait a minute, wait.
I think they do. After complete frustration with my old laptop trying to make a YouTube video, I bit the bullet and bought a MacBook. which ended up being a very expensive but very good decision. We had it sent to the harbor master's office. The harbor master, Chris, is top notch. He is such a good guy. You'd be fortunate to get the chance to meet him. So I don't know, this would be actually wicked if we could use this and to plug it into like a USB thing to charge laptops. I don't know if it'd ruin the laptop or not, but on the boat that would be great. Because I've always had to turn the inverter on. If you hear the engine running, it's because we were ready to go. We literally, everything was set to go today. And we're going to make our way to Situate. But our friends on Tantalus said, check on Sail Floats, an app. He said there's an advisory. That's good to know. Like, we wouldn't have known. There's a small craft advisory on right now with swell 6 to 7 feet and pretty strong gusts to the north, it said. And yeah, we double checked and it's just not going to be the right time for us to go. Just too big a swell, and tomorrow will be a much better day. We'll try to finish installing the auto helm today. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And tune in next week for our sail from Gloucester, Massachusetts down to the Cape Cod Canal.